In this demonstration, I will show you some of the more advanced features you can use for your app. And this time we're doing another quiz question, but the difference is we're going to give the user some options for the answers. So the first thing we need to do is to write the question. So go to design mode here, and you bring in the question, the label for the question. So bring in a text label. And over here we set the text of the question. So just pick a random question about, for example, US president again. So who was US president during the Cuban Missile Crisis? Okay, so there's our question. And as I said, this time we're going to give the user 3 options for the answers. And to do that, you need something like a drop-down box here. So I'm going to drag this drop-down box across. And over here now we have options for the answers in that drop-down box. So we'll put in 2 wrong answers and the right answer. So for example, we'll put in the first answer is, for example, Reagan. The next one is Kennedy. Is the right answer. And the third one is, for example, so just put Bush. Now, so there's our 3 answers. And just do one thing at a time, make sure that's working first. So just go over to run here and make sure that they are all working. So Reagan, Kennedy, Bush. Okay. Now, the next thing we do is we want something to happen when the user picks the right answer or the wrong answer. We want to tell the user that they're wrong as well. So the next thing we do is we need a display area for the computer's response. So for the answer, basically. So we need something here like a text area. So go to reset to go back to our code mode again, and go to text area here. And okay, so we need this area to display the answer. And I suppose you could tidy up this as well, or maybe make it more colorful. So for example, make that maybe the text a red color or something. So you can change the colors over here, and that's going to change the color of the text whenever the answer appears. And maybe the background as well, instead of having it gray, maybe have some other color here. Just to experiment with these things. You can't beat experimenting with these. So maybe a light green color for the background. Now, the next thing we want to do is do the code to tie all this together. So we're now going to go to code mode. And what we want to happen is on event. The event is that somebody changes the value of the Dropbox by clicking on it. So we want to say that in code. So on event, click here, drop down box. If that changes in any way, so click here for change. You can pick change here. When that changes, what do you want to happen? Well, the trouble is we have 2 options. It depends on what the user says, what the person answering the question says. So we have a branch here. So we have to control the answer, depending on which branch we're on. So to do that, you go to the control commands here, and you have what's called an if statement or an if command. And you drag this in, and you can see here that this gives us 2 options now. If you get the right answer, you do one thing, else you do something else. In other words, the wrong answer, the action for the wrong answer appears down here. Now, because computers are so logical, you have to spell everything out exactly for them to understand what you want to do. So we need to get very mathematical about this, and we go to the maths functions here because we're trying to state something very precisely. If something equals something else. If the answer equals Kennedy, well, then it's right. So we have to say that exactly in almost in a mathematical language. So drag the equal sign across here. By the way, 2 equals is what we normally call 1 equals in everyday maths. So just drag the 2 equals across. In coding language, they use 2 equals always for this because 1 equals on its own means something different. So if something equals something else. Now, the right-hand side is the easy bit. We know the answer is Kennedy, so fill in that. You also need to put quotation marks around your answer. So the answer is Kennedy, Kennedy. Now, if what equals Kennedy? Well, the answer on this Dropbox, and there's a way of saying that as well. So you go back to your controls here, and you have to get text, or so if get, where is it here now? if get text. So if you get the text of the drop down, if the answer is equal to Kennedy, well then we're right. And how do you say that? Well, you just say it in this text area here. Don't forget this is called text area 1. So we have to broadcast a message now into that box that the answer is correct. So let the user know that they're correct. So how do you do that? So again, you go back to these commands here, and you get so we go down through. You see all the different commands you can use here. So set text. Set text is what we're looking for. Set the text of the text area. Set the text that appears in this text area to be what? Well, to be anything you like. We're going to say in this case correct, of course. So correct. So that's correct. Of course, if you're wrong, you want to say something else. So you go to set text in else if you're wrong. Else means the other option, which is wrong. Set text of text area 1 to set the answer to incorrect. Please try again, for example. Okay, so let's see how that works. So let's run that code. Now, who was the president during the Cuban Missile Crisis? So at the moment it says Reagan. If you change that to the wrong answer first, we'll say Bush. It says incorrect, please try again. Now, let's go back. So we'll try the other wrong answer, which is Reagan. It's also incorrect. Now finally try the right answer, Kennedy. Correct. And that's it. That's how you set up options for your answers in a quiz question. And that's the end of this demonstration.